If I asked you to list the things that are stopping you from starting your own online business, what do you think they'd be? If I had to take a guess, I would say there's a pretty hefty list of fears blocking your path. Today, on episode number 49 of the Build Your Wealth podcast, I'll be discussing the 5 biggest fears that stop people from building an online business and how to get past them. So stick around and have a listen. Ugh. It's that time of day again. Time to get up and make someone else rich. Hi there and welcome to the Build Your Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Thompson. Over the years, I've taken the skills I've learned as a dedicated employee in multiple fields and turned it into a thriving 6-figure online business to create a wealth of my own. Now I'm here to teach you how to do the same thing. I share my successes and failures as an online business owner with you to help you avoid the pitfalls that can come with being an entrepreneur in the online space. It's my goal to help you achieve your success faster, adopt the right mindset for that success, and to show you how failing forward is all part of the process in building your wealth instead of someone else's. This is the Build Your Wealth podcast. Well, hey there. How are you today? I hope that your day is off to an amazing start. Welcome back to another episode of the Build Your Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Thompson, and today is a big one. If you're listening today, we're going to tackle some of the biggest fears that hold people back from starting their own online businesses. Whether you've dabbled around in starting one and maybe really haven't gotten it off the ground yet, or if you haven't taken the leap to begin one yet, this episode is for you. Heck, even if you've got one going and it seems to be doing pretty well, it never hurts to revisit some of the things that may be holding you back from playing a bigger game in your business. So if I were to ask you, what are some of the things that are holding you back from starting your own online business? What do you think that they would be? Typically, they're all fear-based reasons, and whether or not they're rational is irrelevant. You feel how you feel, right? But those fears aren't serving you, so the first step is to identify them, and the second is to overcome them. One of the first fears that tends to stop people from starting their online business is that they don't feel like they have enough skills to make an online business work. Now, depending on your background, the types of skills that you have to offer to an online business can vary greatly. Maybe you're a whiz at organizing closets. Maybe you're a great home cook. Maybe you know how to grow the best darn tomatoes on the block. Whatever it is, I guarantee you have a special skill that you're bringing to the table. Everyone has something that they're good at, and the only challenging thing that you're truly facing is figuring out what that skill is that you have to offer. Then once you figure out what your skill set is, the next task becomes figuring out a way to harness that, really embrace it, and make something out of it. The second fear that gets in the way of people starting an online business is they're worried that the market is saturated for what they have to offer, that what they've got to offer has already been done before. Well, rest assured, honey, there's nobody in the world that can do what you do the way you do it. Everybody sees the world through their own lens, from their own perspective, and because we're each viewing the world the way that only we see it, your interpretation of the way you do what you do is unique to you and you alone. Therefore, even if the market appears saturated, whatever you create will still be unique and individual to you. The third fear that many hopeful entrepreneurs run into is the fear of being too old and not being sure of how to start over again. Now, this is certainly something that I can speak to because this is definitely one of the things that was a concern of mine in the beginning. I didn't start my online business until I was almost 40. By then, I had already worked several jobs where I was working for someone else, and I really didn't have the first clue on how to start an online business. But I'm living proof that it's possible. The benefits of starting later in life is the level of life skills that you're likely to have developed over the years as an employee. You bring so much more to the table if you've worked many other types of jobs. Or even if you've worked the same type of job for a lot of years. You bring a higher level of experience in that particular line of trade. This is a massive skill set that you're bringing to the table, whether you decide to pursue creating an online business that primarily focuses on the skill set you used in your job or not. You'll likely have gained a vast amount of knowledge and skill other than that specific task, just having lived more years than someone young and just starting out. So instead of looking at your age as a handicap, embrace it, because with age comes wisdom. The fourth fear that may get in the way of someone wanting to start an online business is that they can't figure out all the tech of it. And I totally get that sometimes tech can be overwhelming, which is why when choosing to start an online business, it's a good idea to seek out mentors and tutorials online that teach you the skills that you need to learn. With the internet, we have incredible levels of training and skills right at our fingertips that can be delivered right to your home computer, that you can study in your PJs if you want to. Between YouTube videos and online courses, there's almost nothing we can't learn online. And the fifth fear that tends to get in the way of someone wanting to start their own business is the feeling of being overwhelmed with just too darn much to do. Maybe it's because you need to continue working your day job to be able to finance your side hustle. That is, of course, until it takes off and becomes your full-time thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with continuing to work at a regular job while you pursue your dream. It may take a little bit longer before you can quit your day job and go all in, but with consistency and persistence, the only way that you won't get to where you want to go is if you give up on trying. Starting an online business is one of the easiest ways to begin pursuing a life where you're in control of your time and your finances. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be you reinventing the wheel. And it certainly doesn't mean that you have to spend every waking moment working on it. If you're looking for a simple, non-time consuming, non-techy, unique way of starting your own online business, then you really should give print-on-demand a try. If you want to learn how you could get started today with your own print-on-demand store, then head over to NicoleThompsonNow.com/starter kit. There you can grab my free guide, The Ultimate Beginner's Print-on-Demand Starter Kit. This guide is perfect for someone just starting out in print-on-demand. Maybe you're not sure what you want to sell, you're not very techy, and you want something that isn't going to take up a ton of your time. To grab your free copy, go to NicoleThompsonNow.com/starter kit, and I'll be sure to drop that link into the show notes for you so that you can grab it there too. Starting your own online business has never been easier. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and I'll talk to you again next week. You've been listening to the Build Your Wealth podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you don't miss an episode by subscribing to the show. I've included any links to specifics mentioned in the show notes section below so you can easily grab them there. I hope you'll consider leaving a review for me and let me know what you thought about the show, and if it helped you or resonated with you in some way, I'd love to hear about that too. Thanks again, and I'll see you over on the next episode. To your success.